Dear Representative Friedman, first I would like to introduce myself. My name is Lilith Mansourian and I'm a Masters of Social Work student at Arizona State University, as well as a professional working in a community health clinic in Glendale area. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me today. I value your service to our community and your ongoing efforts to improve the lives of families across California. The purpose of this meeting is to advocate for important reforms to the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, also known as SNAP. In particular, I'm requesting stronger federal actions to raise SNAP benefit levels, adjust calculation based on regional cost of living, and reform resource limits that penalize low income families for maintaining modest savings. While SNAP remains a highly effective anti hunger program, many working families still face challenges to afford basic nutrition. Current benefit calculations are based on outdated assumptions that do not reflect current grocery prices, inflation, transportation expenses, or the high cost of living in places like Los Angeles County. As a result, many families run out of benefits before the end of the month. Along with limited benefit levels, current SNAP policies include limits that make it difficult for families to build even minimal financial stability. According to federal guidelines, households must meet both income and asset limits, which limit how much a family can have in savings while still qualifying for assets assistance. While some states have adopted broad based categorical eligibility to ease or remove these limits, policies are not consistent across the state, leading to unequal access to benefits. Research shown that asset limit reduce financial stability by discouraging low income families from savings. Families depend on small savings to handle unexpected expenses such as medical bills, car repairs, or temporary income loss. When SNAP eligibility rule penalize savings, households must remain financially vulnerable to continue receiving food assistance. It creates continued economic vulnerability rather than promoting lasting self sufficiency. This issue requires immediate attention, as food insecurity still affects millions across the United States. According to United States Department of Agriculture, millions of households experience food insecurity each year, meaning they lack consistent access to enough food for an active and healthy life. In addition, Feeding America reports that food insecurity is linked to higher rates of chronic illnesses, anxiety, depression, and poor educational outcomes among children. Although SNAP plays a key role in reducing poverty and hunger, low benefit levels and strict eligibility requirements force families to choose between essential needs such as food, housing, healthcare, transportation, and utilities. In areas with high living costs, such as Glendale and the greater Los Angeles region, these challenges are even more severe. Even if a family meets eligibility requirements, they may not be able to purchase enough healthy food for the entire month or maintain basic financial stability. This is also a social justice and human rights issue. Having access to adequate food is a fundamental human need. No child should have to go to school hungry, and no older adult should be forced to skip meals in order to afford medications. Hunger disproportionately affects children, older adults, people with disabilities, and communities already facing economic inequality. Policies that force families to exhaust their limited savings in order to qualify for food contribute to great inequity. As a future social worker, I believe policy should protect dignity, health, and opportunity. Strengthening SNAP would not only reduce hunger but also improve school performance, lower healthcare costs, and support local economies as benefits are quickly spent in neighborhood grocery stores and markets. Representative Friedman, I respectfully ask you to take following actions. First, I respectfully ask that you support and vote for legislation that increase SNAP maximum monthly benefits to better reflect current food costs. Second, I urge you to advocate for regional cost of living adjustments so families in states like California are not treated the same as those in lower cost regions. Third, support reforms that remove or increase SNAP assets limits, allowing families to maintain modest savings while still qualifying for food assistance. Fourth, I encourage you to co sponsor or introduce legislation that protects and strengthens SNAP access for working families, seniors, and children. Fifth, please use your public platform to raise awareness that hunger is not due to personal failure, but often the result of low wages, raising housing costs, and inflation. With your leadership, federal nutrition policy can better reflect the real needs of families today. Meaningful reform can reduce hardship, improve health outcomes, and build stronger communities throughout California and the nation. Thank you again for your time, service, and consideration of this important issue. I hope you will continue advocating for policies that support food security and economic dignity for all families.